everyone, this is Gina. Today I'm going to show you how to make a really quick and easy bracelet with 4mm crystal cubes and some daisy spacers and wire. This is a very simple project. I made a necklace in the last tutorial and a set of earrings that will match with this. You have a strand of green or pink in your treasure bags depending upon the treasure bag you got, so you can make this if you would like to. Also, this is just a cube and daisy spacers and things that you can get quite easily, so this is not necessarily just for treasure baggers. Everybody can do this particular bracelet. So I'm going to show you what they look like. Very simple components joined together with two jump rings to kind of balance it and make it more substantial, and that's what they look like. They fit very well, they feel nice on the wrist, and they're very pretty. So let me get you close, let you see, and that's what we're going to make today. So let's go ahead and look and see what it takes to make this project and get started. Okay, for this tutorial today, I want to make a very simple bracelet that will match the sets that we made in our last video. So we made some necklace and earring sets, one with the amethyst bag, one with the opalite bag. And you can do this, of course, with any beads that you have on hand. You don't have to have the treasure bags. All you need is a 4mm cube. So for the amethyst bag, I'm going to be using these green ones today. Or excuse me, for the opalite bag, and for the amethyst I'll be using the pink. Now I might just make one, and I'm going to start with the opalite bag. It's exactly the same process regardless of the color of cube you use. So of course if you have some 4mm cubes on hand, you can do this too. Now I'm again going to be using some daisy spacers. I'm going to be using a larger daisy spacer and a smaller one, and I will measure these and put the measurements in the description box beneath the video player so that if you want to get some you can. However, I am using these little kits that I got on Amazon. I can post a link if you would like to get one of these. I recommend getting two so that you can make several sets or several bracelets. They're really inexpensive and they're nice to have on hand. I'm not promoting the project or the product. It's just nice to have, and if you want to have what I have, then you can get these. So I'm using two sizes of daisy spacers. I'm going to use some jump rings, and I'm probably going to use the 6mm size jump ring. So that would be 6mm in diameter. These are about 20 gauge or 21 gauge, and they are nice heavy jump rings so that you can keep your bracelet together nice. So we'll be using several of those. And then we'll be using some wire. I have 20 gauge wire. I'm using Wire Elements from Beadsmith. You can use any craft wire you would like. And this is silver tone. So I'm using platinum and silver tone together. And those are the things I'm going to be using. Of course, you'll need a round nose plier, chain nose plier, and some, I'm using a crimp plier to tuck in my edges, and then some flush cutters, and you're going to need a round nose cutter, a round nose plier also. And mine is right here. So that's what we'll be using, and let's go ahead and get started with this project. Okay, to make little components that look like this, I have cut about 4 inches of 20 gauge wire. I'm going to go about 1.5 inches down on my wire here. And I'm going to hold it in my plier to where my pliers are flat, and I'm going to push the wire over the back portion of the plier. Then I'm going to turn my hand so that my pliers are now up and down, and it's right inside the bend that I created in that wire with my first little stroke there. Now I am going to bring this excess piece of wire over the top of the plier, and as I come around, I'm going to turn my plier flat, repositioning my wrist and drawing this piece of wire underneath the plier. And this is what I have, a little loop. I'm going to grab the loop position my extra piece of wire so that it's the same angle as my plier. I'm going to switch hands, so now my wire is underneath the long wire. I've just turned my plier over and put it in my other hand so I can wrap with my right hand. Now I'm going to begin to wrap this extra little piece of wire, and I can scoot it up if I need to, around the longer length of wire about 2.5 to 3 times. It's like that. And now I'm going to cut that very short, and then I'm going to take my crimping tool, and in one of the round slots on my crimping tool, not the pokey part, I'm just going to place that wire in there and push down the pokey part, just like that. And get you in closer so you can see what it looks like. And that's what it looks like. Now, I'm going to pick up one of my smaller daisy spacers, and you can use any little spacer beads that you would like. So I'm going to pick up a small daisy spacer and a larger daisy spacer. There's lots of different flat and rondelle shaped spacers, and any of that will work really well. And then we're going to pick up a cube. So this is my 4mm cube, and then I'm going to reverse the order. I'm going to pick up a large and then a small daisy spacer, just like this. I'm going to grab my round nose pliers, place it on the top of these beads, and I'm positioning it to where when I turn my next loop, it's going to be the same direction or the same orientation as the bottom one. So now I'm pushing this wire over the back part of the plier. I'm going to turn my plier up and down, bring the wire over the top of the plier, and then start to turn my plier flat again and draw this wire underneath my plier. So I have a nice little loop like this. And then again, I'm going to grab my chain nose pliers. I'm going to position this extra length of wire so that it's the same position as my pliers as I hold them straight. Change my hands, and in the process I'm turning it over. Now this wire is underneath, and I'm going to start to turn it. And I'm going to turn it 3 full turns here. So that it's nice and tight. It's like that. I'm going to kind of get my beads positioned the way I want them, and then cut this wire very short, and then tuck it in with my crimp tool. And that's how you make those. And we're going to continue making these components until we have 6 components. Now, of course, this is all going to depend upon the length of bracelet you want. You may need to make more, you may need to make less. I have another one or two in reserve over here in case when I put this together I do need to have another unit or two. I'm using one of the clasps from the bag. Of course, we've used a lot of these, so you may not have any of these left, and if you don't, just grab any kind of clasping that you would like to use. That's also going to make a difference in your length. Now, once you have all your components together, and the length is also going to vary depending upon how long you made each unit as far as your wraps on the ends are concerned, because some of them are wrapped pretty long with like 3 wraps, and then I have like one that has 2. So, you know, it just depends on how many wraps you made. Now I'm going to grab, I think I want about a 6mm, 7mm maybe in diameter type of jump ring here. And I'm going to start just connecting these. So I'm going to start with my clasping. So what I'm going to do is I am going to grab a jump ring and 2 plier. I'm going to find the opening of the jump rings right there. I'm going to put a plier on either side and twist it open like this. And then I'm just going to grab one of my components, and I am going to put on my clasp. close my jump ring nice and tight, and I'm just going to continue doing that. Now I may decide I want to have 2 jump rings in each one just to balance it out. If you want to do that, you can go ahead and put 2 jump rings in each one. I think I might do that. I think it might make it look better. On the very end here, I'm just using 1, but I think for each component, because it kind of helps balance your bracelet, gives it a little bit more of a substantial look and feel. So I'm going to put 1 on between the 2 components, close it. Then I'm going to grab another one. And do the same thing. Like this. And close it. And now I have 2 little jump rings on there, and I like that better. Because these components are kind of heavy, having the 2 jump rings on there just makes it look better. It makes it look more substantial. It just gives it a nice balanced feel. So I'm going to continue just putting my components on, opening jump rings, sliding the next component on, and then putting another jump ring on so that I have 2 between each component. And I'm going to continue doing that. And then I'm going to measure when I get about 5 of them on and see how long it is. And if I need more, because we're getting quite a bit of length here because of the size of jump ring. So we may not even need 6 components. So I'm going to continue putting it together. And then when I decide that I know exactly how it's going to come together, I'll come back and show you how many units I have put on. We'll measure it to give you an idea of how many units you're going to need to make, because I am designing this, so I do not know exactly beforehand. We're going to discover that together. So continue putting your units together, and we'll be back in a moment. Okay, so I have put on all 6 of my components here. I have a 7th that I've set aside because I think if I put a 7th on here, I'm going to have quite a big bracelet. Because at this point, I have about 7 1/4 inches. So these do take up a little bulk on the wrist. So I am going to add 2 jump rings on the end here, just single, one on top of the other, or connected to the other, and then my clasping, and see how that works. If I only need 1, then I can take 1 off, but I'm going to see how that works just to give a little bit more length. Actually, I think I'm just going to put 1 on because they are decent size, but you can put a couple here. You can even go down a size, like you could go to a 4mm and put 2 on the end here. We just want to make sure that our clasping is going to function well, so we narrow it a little bit with the jump ring so that this end will go through this end well. These aren't too wide, so it should be fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab this jump ring and see if I need 1 or 2 on here. So I'm just cranking it open, and I'm going to put this on and see how it fits my wrist. Because even though it's the right measurement, sometimes your clasping can be difficult to do if you don't have a little extra length. This is probably going to be fine. Let me see if I can get this on. And I think I'm going to go ahead and put another jump ring on. This will fit, but it's being difficult to go through. So I am going to open this jump ring and add another one just to give me a little bit more room when I clasp it, because it's making life difficult. So we're going to make it easier. And my first instinct was to put 2 on, but sometimes you have to question yourself, and then you end up doing what you first thought you should do anyway. That's just kind of the way it works. Okay, so now I have 2 jump rings on there, and I'm going to see if this is easier. Oh yeah, that's much easier. I can bring it around. Not that I'm coordinated enough to do it, but let me see if I can bring this around. And there we go. Yeah, that works out really well. My clasp is bent. I'm going to have to unbend that. And that's what that looks like. And I will probably go ahead and make a pink one so that you can see what that looks like too. But that's how you make that bracelet. And I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If I make the pink one in my intro, I will show it too right next to this one, and then you can see what it will look like. Bye-bye.